Wow. Oh, let me just look at all your beautiful shining faces for a minute here. Mm. 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 Let me look at all you at Zoom. I have to look. I'm looking at you even though you're over there to me, but I see you. Thank you for being here. I could probably talk all day, so I'm not, but I probably could. I just want to start with the quote that I gave on my on the spotlight. It's a quote from Dr. Jeremy Geffen, who is an oncologist, and he says, "The heart of healing is focused action and attention wrapped in surrender." The heart of healing is focused action and attention wrapped in surrender. Wrapped in the arms of surrender. The arms of surrender. And Jan Adrian, who has been a cancer survivor since 1989, and she started something called Healing Journeys, Cancer as a Turning Point, which are these free conferences, and I've been to many of them. I do not have cancer myself, but many people that I know have, and so I've gone to many of them, and they are uplifting, and they have amazing doctors, healers, therapy people, but also musicians and dancers and artists. They're just an amazing thing. I couldn't recommend them more. Healing Journeys. Jan Adrian said of what Dr. Jeremy Geffen said, she said, "This means that we do our best with what we have, knowing we are not in charge of the outcome." And I think that last part is the thing that we need to invite ourselves to explore and accept, knowing that we're not in charge. But we are co-creators. We are co-creating with spirit, with our bodies, with everything. So I want to take you first into a little meditation. So if you would like to just get comfy, feel your seat beneath you, know that that's Mother Earth holding you. With each breath, knowing that there's air around you, sky above you. You are being sustained. And I'm going to give you the blessing. This is the blessing that I do before when I first start working on a client in any one session. This is what I start with. May you receive blessings. May I receive blessings. Okay, I can't do it. Hold on. Let me give me a second here. Let me see. Wow, I can't do it with a body not under me. That is so interesting. I do this blessing with someone under me. I ask blessings for you. I ask blessings for me. And with each breath, let that breath take you deeper into the support beneath you. Letting each breath bring you deeper into harmony with your environment, your circumstances, with your entire being. letting your breath bring you into harmony with your inner and wiser self. Your entire unconscious mind and all the parts of your being. And all the people around you and in your life, may they be blessed. May all of your experiences be blessed. And may you bring your heart into the receiving of your deepest desires as you bring forth the gifts that you offer the world. Gifts you may know you're giving, but also gifts that you're not even aware that you are offering the world. And as you are feeling that support beneath you, I'm going to ask you to imagine way back in your life when you were first conceived and two cells came together and they shared all the information in their two DNA and they created you. Someone whose DNA is unique in all the world. And I want you to imagine being there in the perfect environment for you. This womb of safety that's the perfect temperature. And the waters of the womb are gently holding, cradling you, massaging you. And the movement of your mother cradles you, reassures you that all is well. And through the umbilical cord, all the nutrients and oxygen you need flow in. And you don't have to do a thing. It just happens. And your body receives it, and your cells know what to do. And no one knows how this happened. No scientist, no one knows how each cell knows how to become what it becomes, skin or bone or muscle. And there's an impulse of growth and development and activity and movement. And it's balanced by an impulse for rest and restoration, rejuvenation, replenishment. And these two impulses dance through you your whole life. Rest and growth. And your body organizes in this amazing way that brings you into your human form. And there are structures like your bones that give you stability, and like the connective tissue through your whole body that weaves you together. And you have muscles to give you movement and flexibility. And that your body wants to be as flexible as possible, but never at the expense of stability. And those two, flexibility and stability, dance through you your whole life. And the bones are strong and firm. And those cells know just what to do. And then you have skin cells that are supple and move with you and form your container and take in information from your environment to keep you safe. And the skin cells know they don't have to be strong and firm like the bone. They get to be like the skin. And the muscle cells know that they know how to contract and release so that you can move. And they don't have to be the outer container, and they don't have to be the bones and holding you up. No, they get to be who they are. And your vessels get to allow nutrients to flow to your cells and then cleanse away what's no longer needed. And your nerves, that communication network highway through your body and your organs, everything gets to be true to its nature. Nothing has to be what the other thing is. It gets to be itself. And you can just feel into your body. You're amazing. Your wondrous body. That is every cell in there guided from deep inside by the DNA. Something like 5 billion bits of information. And in that information is healing information. Because life, in order to be life, has to be soft enough to allow the flow of life within it. And it's susceptible to all kinds of different things, the owies of life. But those cells have healing information in them. Information ready to immediately address whatever happens. It's right there. It's all there. It's ready. It's happening all the time. Every aspect of your body, every cell, every organ, every tissue is Great Spirit, is God, is the divine. Every part of it. And as Walt Whitman said in his poem, The Body Electric, if anything is sacred, the human body is sacred. So just know that your body is sacred and that you want to treat it as such. You want to be partners with it. You want your relationship with your body to be sacred and that you have gifts to share. And you know, being in there in the womb is cozy and warm and nice, and who would ever want to leave? Except there's a whole wide world out there of trees and flowers and birds singing and clouds and rain and sky and lakes and oceans and mountains and your own journey. And your cells have been on a journey ever since that moment of conception. They're still on it. And that journey has led you here to this moment here now with everybody here in this place. And so when you're ready to open your eyes and come back present, know that you are here to give your many gifts. You are here to be on this journey. And so I invite you back into the room. I'm going to tell you a few more things about why your body is worthy of awe. Because your body has somewhere between 50 and 100 trillion cells. 50 and 100 trillion. Wow. That's like a lot of zeros. Huh. Your heart beats 100 times a day. 100,000 times a day. 100,000 times a day. That's 35 million per year. Wow. And approximately, depending on how long you live, 2.5 billion in the average lifespan. 2.5 billion times it beats. Oh, yeah. Want to be good to that heart. And you got vessels that bring the nutrients to the cells from the heart, vessels that bring it back to be cleansed and reoxygenated and revitalized. Guess how many miles of vessels you have? 60,000 miles of vessels in you. 60, that's twice around the earth.
What?
That's inside you. That's inside you. 60,000 miles of vessels. No wonder you're tired. That's right. Now, you also have a lot of nerves in there. The communication highway, you have 37 miles of nerves. Nerves that are coming from your brain, sending out energy and sending out information, and information coming back in. 37 miles. Now, those 50 to 100 trillion cells, well, every day, 330 billion cells die and are replaced. Ha ha! Rebirth every day. And in case you're wondering, that's 3.8 million per second die and are reborn or replaced, however we want to think of that. So, healing is a very mysterious thing. And we have the opportunity to co-create with our bodies. Body, spirit, mind. Give blessings to whoever needs it there. Someone's needing it. Bless them. Bless them. And bless those people coming to help them. Bless them. Healing is mysterious. Our culture has somehow gotten caught in this belief that illness and death are failures. Something, we don't want that. Well, we don't want it, but they are just a natural part of life. Hey, you got 330 billion cells dying today, so it's just part of life. And one of the things that I think is part of the healing is to be able to know that we can make peace with the way life is. I mean, all life, we're only alive through the gifts of other life that's given its life for us. Plants, animals. That's what sustains us. So we want to make peace with it, and Thich Nhat Hanh has a wonderful mantra that he does. I am of the nature to have ill health. There is no way to escape having ill health. I'm of the nature to grow old. There's no way to escape growing old. I am of the nature, I'm of the nature to die. There's no way to escape death. All that I love and everything that's dear to me are of the nature to change. There's no way to escape being separated from them. My actions are my only true belongings. I cannot escape the consequences of my actions. My actions are the ground upon which I stand. This is not easy to make peace with, but I invite you to be willing to. To be willing to. The making peace of that is part of healing yourself. It's part of healing yourself. So what I'm going to invite you to is the idea that healing is all about relationship. It's a relationship to your body, your mind, your spirit. And that pain and dysfunction are messengers and doorways into healing. They're saying, hey, something's wrong here. I need help. Something's happening. Something happening? I need help. So I'm going to ask you to consider the idea of hearing those like a baby crying that needs you to cradle it and hold it so that it can begin to calm down. And then you're going to be the mindfulness mommy here. Mindfulness mommy looks deeply into what's needed here. This is Thich Nhat Hanh, the mindfulness mommy. And one year I decided that my what I was going to do as sort of a practice for that year was every time I felt, oh, my back, oh, my neck, oh, my toe, oh, my stomach, oh, whatever. Instead of going, well, grr, I'm supposed to be going out and doing blah, 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 whatever, I'm blah, blah, blah. Instead, stop and go, wait, that's a message. I need to hear it. And do that mindfulness mommy cradling and say something like, oh, I hear you. I'm with you. What do you need? How can I help you? Now, sometimes I could respond, like maybe my neck was hurting and it was saying, please lie down. Please stretch. Or just relax. Maybe I was driving. Maybe I was in the middle of giving a talk. Maybe I was doing something I needed to do that. Then I would just say, I hear you. And when I get my next chance, I will do that. I will lie down. I will massage it. I will whatever I need to do. Or, in the meantime, please guide me. How can I breathe with you, move with you? How can my body organize to best support you while we wait so that I can more fully address you? So there's not this all or nothing. You have this opportunity to be with it in a loving way. So I invite you to that practice. And I want to talk about pain or discomfort as the doorway. It's the doorway into what's needed, what will help. And sometimes we have to go elsewhere to find out what will help. Sometimes we go to the doctor or the massage therapist or whoever. But it's the doorway. Now, in the trauma work that I've done, one of the things we've worked on is seeing the body is full of doorways, and one of those is scars. A scar is a doorway. A lot of times we think of the scar as being, it's a big, it's sort of a dead spot, right? Something happened here and but it's not. It's alive. And the scar can shift and change because it's still living tissue. I had one client who came in who she had had a lumpectomy from breast cancer, and the scar from that was hurting and pulling. And so I said, I am gonna just be with the different layers of that tissue. So all I did is I had my fingers resting on this scar while I asked the tissue if I would be allowed to bring my attention in to deeper and deeper layers, allowing those layers then to reorganize. 10 minutes. And after that, the next week she came in, no pain, no pulling. It had reorganized. We have the power to help our bodies reorganize. that can be on the physical level, but it can also be a body-mind thing. My mom had a series of things. She was living in Southern California. She had a series of, she had allergic reaction to a drug that they didn't realize was that. It compounded. And, oh gosh, she had a systemic thrush reaction. She had a bunch of different things all happened, cascaded. And she lost 9 pounds. She couldn't eat because of the thrush in her mouth. There's a little sores in her mouth. She couldn't eat. She lost 9 pounds in 2 weeks. And my mom is built kind of like me. And she was terrified. So she said, could you possibly come down here? And I flew down. And one of the things she told me is she said, I had this dream. And she was into dreams. She said, I had this dream while I was driving on the mountain. And it was time to be driving down the mountain. As I started down the mountain, I realized I had no brakes. And I was going down the mountain. And I couldn't stop. And I was going faster and faster downhill. And I immediately, and then she said, and I woke up in a terror. It was pretty obvious to me that it was a great metaphor of how she was feeling, that she was going downhill fast and could not stop. And I said, we need to do a dream reentry. In a dream reentry, we get to go back into the dream, but we get to bring in resources. Maybe it's various resources within you. Maybe it's gathering resources from the universe. She said, yes. So I said, okay, tell me what's happening. She said, okay, I'm driving. I'm going fast. I'm going too fast. I can't stop. There's no brake. I said, okay. Look around. See if there's resources. There's nothing. Okay. Look around. Maybe there's a brake you didn't know was there, a hidden brake. No, there's nothing. Maybe there's some imaginary being that's coming to help you. Nope, there's nobody. Maybe there's a runaway truck ramp that's going to appear. There it is. It's the runaway truck ramp. I see it. I'm going to it. I'm slowing down. My car is stopping. It stopped. It stopped. She credits that moment that she knew she was going to heal and pull out of it, which she did. Sometimes it's so mysterious what makes healing happen. It's a grand experiment. You try different things, right? Well, there wasn't a brake, there wasn't a being, but there was a truck ramp. Who knew? You don't know. You try different things. You try different things. It's mysterious. I want to give one more story. I'm caught between two. I have two stories. All right, I'm going to do my own. When was this? 2004. I was diagnosed with a hyperthyroid, and I was losing weight. My resting pulse was in the 90s. I could not hold a gaze. My hand had a slight tremble. None of my clothes fit me because I was down to 92 pounds. I tried for 3 months with my acupuncturist to do natural healing for it. Grand experiment. Nothing worked. So we had to do Western medicine. I love Western medicine, but I didn't want to have to do a pill. There's a pill to suppress the thyroid. I didn't want to do it. I wanted it to be natural. I didn't want to do it. But I did a little hypnosis with myself. I said, okay, so if we don't do it, how does that look? Okay, not good. Really not good. No, we've got to do it. We've got to do it. So, body, mind, spirit, are we willing to take this pill? Ooh, yes. Yes, we are. So I got really clear. And in that moment, I don't know if you all remember watching Mighty Mouse cartoon when you were little. In that moment, you know, that big chest, that little mouse. Here I come to save the day. You know that mighty mouse is on his way. That song came into my head. And every time I took my little pill, it was called methimazole, I sang that song to myself. Here I come to save the day. And I took that pill and I'm like, yeah, that's it, that's it. And as it apparently happens in 50% of the cases, my thyroid rebalanced. They weaned me off the pill, and my thyroid rebalanced, as it has still to this day. But you never know. Thank you, Carol. You never know. You don't know what's going to work, what isn't. We don't know. It's a grand experiment. I could talk forever, so I'm wrapping this up. So what I invite you to is I invite you to this relationship with your body that Walt Whitman says, if anything is sacred, the human body is sacred. So I invite you to experience it as sacred. Be the best partner you can be. The most loving mindfulness mommy you can be. And as Dr. Jeremy Geffen said, the heart of healing is focused action and attention wrapped in the arms of surrender. So, thank you all. Ashe.